Yeah, I mean, it feels like a pivotal moment, to be honest with you, Pete. A vital one, maybe a turning point. We'll wait and see. Obviously, it's in Manchester City's hands now, but having been 2 goals up against the team that's rock bottom on 9 points, just not good enough for a team that's hoping to win the title. And the way, things unravelled at the end, Trossard just trying to waste time, and then David Villa panicking, coming out when he didn't need to come out. It doesn't bode well, really, for Arsenal being able to handle the pressure, I think.
So after watching that, one word stands out: pressure. Arsenal were 2 goals up against a Wolves side sitting rock bottom. That should be game over. Title-chasing teams don't just start fast, they finish stronger. And that's where Arsenal failed.
When you're looking at this game with Arsenal, it didn't feel like they were feeling very comfortable throughout the whole game. They scored.
Bukayo Saka gives you the perfect start. 5 minutes in, Emirates rocking, momentum on your side. That's when champions press the accelerator. But instead of killing the game, Arsenal stepped off it. They allowed Wolves belief. And in a title race, belief is dangerous.
Scored 5 minutes into it with Bukayo Saka. And then you're thinking, can they take control at this point? Where do you think that was lacking in this game?
At 2-0, you're thinking it's home and dry. Then Hugo Bueno produces a moment of quality, and suddenly the atmosphere changes. The nerves creep in. The passes get tighter. The decisions get rushed. That's not just tactical, that's psychological.
It's difficult to say that. Having got off to such a great start, the perfect start, you're thinking, yeah, they're going to put the foot on the accelerator and take the game away from Wolves.
Trossard trying to run the clock down too early. David Raya panicking off his line. Gabriel Jesus losing composure late on. These are signs of a team feeling the weight of expectation. And let's be honest, the bottle narrative? It's coming back. Draw at Brentford. Now this. When you're 2 goals up against the bottom team in the league, you cannot let it unravel like that. Not if you want to win the Premier League.
But they almost stepped off it, allowed Wolves back into the game, gave them some confidence, and Arsenal did make it difficult for themselves. But
now switch the camera to Manchester City. Pep Guardiola's side will be watching this with quiet confidence. They've been here before. They know how to hunt. They know how to handle pressure. When City feel your breath slipping, they accelerate.
At 2-0, you're thinking that it's home and hosed, and then Hugo Bueno produces something special, and all of a sudden this place is alive again. And Arsenal...
This is now a mental battle as much as a football one. Arteta has a massive job. Tactically, they're good enough. Squad-wise, they're strong enough. But titles aren't won on paper. They're won in moments like this. The question now is simple. Can Arsenal handle the pressure, or has the title race just tilted toward Manchester City? This is goal line debate. Let the battle begin. Soccer ball fire.
Smudge, just asking again, they've gone 2-0 up. When I'm watching the game, even when they go 1-0 up in 5 minutes, it seems like they're not playing to their full potential.
Now let's go deeper into the real issue here. Arsenal aren't playing like champions for 90 minutes. Yes, they went 1-0 up early. Yes, they made it 2-0. But even when they were ahead, it never felt dominant. It felt comfortable. Too comfortable. They're playing in second gear.
Potential. It seems like they're playing in second gear, and it's like, well, we're not going to let in any goals, so 1-0's enough, and it's a dangerous score, and then they go 2-0 up.
When you're in a title race, every game has to feel like a cup final. There's no cruising. There's no managing it 2-0 against the bottom side. You have to suffocate teams. You have to control the tempo. Arsenal didn't do that. Look at the numbers. Manchester City have scored 16 more goals from open play. 16. That's not a small gap.
They've got to treat every game like a cup final, and it seems to me they're not at the moment, and it's just a bit lackadaisical.
Yeah, I mean, they dominated possession in that.
Arsenal have been brilliant from set pieces, no doubt. But open play creativity wins you tight title races. And after going ahead, what did we see? Possession without penetration. Dominance without danger.
First half having gone a goal up, but they didn't create many chances, Merce, did they? And looking at the stats before the game, Manchester City had scored 16 more goals from...
Instead of keeping the ball and dictating the rhythm at 2-0, they kept giving it away cheaply. 3 or 4 passes strung together felt like a struggle in the second half. That's not control. That's tension. Against a Wolves side with 9 points before tonight, you shouldn't be scrambling. You should be patient. Move the ball side to side. Draw them out. Kill the game slowly. But
Open
Arsenal
play than Arsenal, the league leaders Arsenal. And I know we say it doesn't matter how you score, and Arsenal have been brilliant at set pieces, but 16 more goals from open play.
forced it, rushed it, almost played like a team expecting the game to finish itself. And in modern football, one moment is all it takes. A 19-year-old on debut produces composure in a huge moment, and suddenly everything changes.
And that tells you that Arsenal aren't creating so many as they should be, and they certainly didn't, having gone a goal up when you would have expected them to take charge and get...
That's the difference right now. City smell blood. Arsenal look anxious. And in a title race, anxiety is lethal. The question isn't whether Arsenal are talented enough. The question is, are they ruthless enough? This is goal line debate. And this title race just got psychological. Soccer ball fire.
Although Arsenal, of course, will be disappointed with what's happened tonight, because they've been performing so well this season, they've had so much joy, can they use that again to sort of go back onto a bit of a run and a bit more momentum?
And now, this is where the title race really shifts, the fixtures. Because on paper, people will say Manchester City still have tough games. But let's be honest, some of those matches aren't as difficult as they look right now. The real spotlight is on Arsenal's next two. Chelsea.
Of course they can use it. I think they can all get they're a top-class team, by the way. So let's not take away the fact that they're a top-class team, because they are, and they've got a world-class manager and a fantastic manager. So for me, they can certainly get to it. But
Tottenham. 2 London derbies. 2 emotionally charged games. 2 opponents who would love nothing more than to damage Arsenal's title dream. And in this mental state, that's dangerous.
when Bukayo says there about he doesn't think about that sort of stuff, he definitely does when he goes home, 100%. And for me, Mesa just mentioned there about fighting on all fronts. For me, the Premier League's got to be your focus. It's got to be your focus.
This isn't just about tactics anymore. It's about resilience. Because derbies are never normal games. Form goes out the window. It becomes about intensity, duels, mentality. Tottenham won't care about the table. They'll care about stopping Arsenal. Chelsea, even in transition, still have players who can hurt you on the counter.
So these games has to be Arsenal's focus. And listen, I've never been in that boat to speak from experience about being in a Premier League title race. But at the same time, we all watch a lot of football, and that has to be the focus.
Compare that to Manchester City. When City smell weakness, they don't panic. They apply pressure calmly. They'll look at Arsenal's schedule and think, if we handle our business, the pressure shifts completely.
Because the Premier League being so far in front for so long and not winning it for so long, for me, has to be Arsenal's focus. And that will hit them hard today, because we keep on mentioning Manchester City, but Manchester City...
And here's the key difference. City treat every remaining game like a final. Arsenal, right now, look like they're trying to manage games instead of dominate them. You cannot manage your way to a Premier League title when Pep Guardiola is chasing you. If Arsenal thought Wolves was tense, wait until those 2 North London battles.
These players and Pep Guardiola will be sat at home now, rubbing their hands together, going, right, here we go. It's game on now. We're coming for you. So I definitely think he thinks about it. The pressure will build. I think it is building. I think we can
This
see
next fortnight will define their season. Handle it, and they're real champions. Crack under it, and Manchester City take control. The margin is tiny. The pressure is massive. This is goal line debate. And the title race is officially on edge. Soccer ball fire.
Start with.
Yeah, and I think Mace is exactly right. And I know we're going to go on to another slide in a minute, but the big thing I always go off is past experiences and how teams finish. And we know how...
Now this is where experience becomes everything. We all know how Manchester City finish seasons. We've seen it before. When the pressure rises, Pep Guardiola doesn't blink. He accelerates. He's a monster when it comes to the final stretch.
Manchester City finish, I know we're going to show something in a minute, but we know how they finish. We know how Pep Guardiola finishes, and this obviously shows what we're talking about now, and he is an absolute monster.
Look at the past few seasons, the last 10 to 12 games. City go on relentless runs. They don't drop points casually. They suffocate the league. And that's the fear for Arsenal right now. Because if City go into their usual end-of-season mode, Arsenal have to be perfect. Not good. Perfect.
Finishing strong, Pep Guardiola, and that's what I go off. I go off experiences, and I keep mentioning about Man City being sat at home, but they'll be sat at home now looking at this going, yeah, this is a bit of us. So, yeah.
What worried me tonight wasn't just the result. It was Mikel Arteta's interview. For the first time, he didn't sound fully convinced. Usually he's defiant, positive, full of belief. But this time, it felt different. Almost like he knows the margins are closing.
We look at this here and how they finish seasons. It's unbelievable the way they do it.
Yeah, this is just demonstrating the amount of points won by both Arsenal and Manchester City over the last 4.
And on the pitch, something feels slightly off. Earlier in the season, Martinelli, Saka, they press aggressively, they win duels, they turn defense into attack instantly. Tonight, there were moments where Wolves players turned away from 3 Arsenal shirts too easily.
Premier League seasons in the last 12 games. Of course, different teams. You can argue whether Manchester City have got the same team as what they've had the last couple of seasons. But
that intensity, that sharpness, it's dipped. And if this is the year Arsenal don't win it, when will it be? That's the uncomfortable question. Because opportunities like this don't come around often. Now it's about leadership. Inside that dressing room, the leaders have to step up. Odegaard, Gabriel, the experienced voices.
When you look at that, you speak about the experience. They're going to need to get this momentum, aren't they? Because they don't want the same thing to happen where City are having such a strong end to the season and Arsenal can't keep up.
Tomorrow, they have to wipe this from their minds and reset immediately. Because coming up, 2 massive games. North London Derby, another huge London clash. This is character time. If Arsenal respond like champions, the narrative changes again. If they hesitate, Manchester City will not hesitate. This is goal line debate, and we're about to find out who's built for the finish. Soccer ball fire.